On Friday, March 9th, 3 Hamilton area MPs, Chris Charlton, David Christopherson, and Wayne Marsden, hosted an information session to discuss possible changes to old age security. Over 100 Hamilton residents and other union activists attended the event, held at the Perkins Centre in East Hamilton. Marsden has responsibility for pensions as critic for the opposition New Democrats. The rally was organized to respond to what Marsden calls the trial balloon, initially floated by Prime Minister Harper in January, and then expanded upon by members of his cabinet to delay eligibility for old age security from age 65 to 67. Marsden says the move is not necessary budget-wise and is a move to pit younger Canadians against older Canadians. The Tories have said the measures will not take effect until the year 2020 or so. It is expected that the next budget, to be brought down by Finance Minister Flaherty in late March, will have more details. Marsden was interviewed by FYI after the event.
Any politician understands that if you were going to make a huge change to OIS, that you're going to get some kind of public reaction. So if you're out of the country and you make a comment, you're going to look at the retirement system. He never said he was going to change it from 65 to 67 in that speech. But the speaking notes handed out to reporters mention 65, 67. So you bring it on gradually. Then over a period of, I think it was about 8-9 days, then the first comments in the House, because we put a motion in on not doing it, it was from that there was a revenue shortfall. But still there was nothing definite. You never had, we're going to do this. So then about 4 days, 5 days later, you had question after question. We were put out 5 questions a day at them. Yes or no, are you going to do this? So finally the finance minister said, 2020, 2025 is still, where's the plan? So I think that at the beginnings of this, they were testing, number one, what's the public reaction to it? Number two, it's a distraction away from the other things that they're doing. So until we see the budget and so we see it in it, then we haven't got a conclusive stand from the Parliamentary Budget Officer's report. This is not just the NDP.
And it's interesting that you've got one more question. You've got seniors fighting, and even if they, it sounds like they wouldn't do it until the age of 57. People who are 57 now, it may affect them. So now you've got a group of people who are seniors fighting with another generation. This battle is being fought by seniors or boomers.
Seniors.
So that's interesting.
Well, seniors who are moving into OIS understand the importance of it. And by the way, a lot of seniors are people who are actuaries, people who understand economics, people who realize that this is not accurate information that they're receiving. I'm not going to speculate on what the government would do. The reality is that there's been a significant backlash across the country. If you look at the various opinion pieces that were going on, some very right-wing organizations were actually speaking against it. This robocall thing has kind of bumped it out of the way for the time being. I'm not so sure they're thrilled with what's bumped them, but it's kind of taken away from the discussion. Like our questions and question periods are fewer on OAS now than before. I asked one just yesterday, but still.
And how do we retire? How do we ensure that everyone has dignity when they retire, and that they live and they have healthcare that provides for their needs, and they have housing? So people have actually come together around this, and I want to commend the NDP and our MP here, Wayne Marsden, for taking this tour across the country, because what you have done is basically engage that conversation across the country. Now, it's interesting to hear what's being said in other provinces.
And meanness and cold-heartedness and the almighty buck being the highest priority is not the values of most Canadians. And it's because you spent a life believing that we have the kind of country that we do. And I know you have done and continue to do what you can to instill in your children and your grandchildren to build that kind of Canada.